Hello, board members. How we doing this fine Thursday afternoon? Well, I hope. As it is Tactical Thursday, we'll be jumping back into the world of Parasite Eve. Beforehand, as is the tradition, we're going to be doing some in-betweener module stuff in the form of Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And just you know, it's been a day. It's been a day, I would say. How are you doing? You're still at work, unfortunately? What? What? Do I have to call a bomb threat in? Do I have to threaten someone? What's going on? What do I have to do? I'll hire some bikers and they'll go blow up that store. What's going on? Why? Why are you still at the work? Who's done this to you? Why? Why are you still there? I don't care if you're talking to that manager. You hit him in the face and you tell him there's more important things, like talking to my friend on the internet. But yeah, in regard to the Shivering Isles, we've been doing like the main story of the Shivering Isles for Shabarabagoth, the Chaos God. But I feel like all the stuff he's giving me to do is a setup. Like he's actively trying to undermine my decent human being aesthetic that Chindrake Nottenlamp has going on. One of the store managers couldn't make up their mind about what they wanted to do. Yesterday, she wanted all of our pallet drops out on her lobby. Today, she wanted it back in. Oh, God. Yep. Sounds like we need to burn the place to the ground and just start over. I recommend gasoline. Well, actually, you know what? Kerosene these days might be cheaper. But gasoline over $4 a gallon, it might be cheaper to get kerosene and just do it that way. Just get some odorless, colorless kerosene and just burn her down. Just burn her down and start over, team. Why am I at Swamp Gas Hole? Can someone explain to me why I'm at Swamp Gas Hole? Hey, you. Hey, you, Swamp Gas Hole. What? Yeah, you heard me. Did I? Yes, Swamp Gas Hole. Okay. Yeah, you go there, because that's where you belong, Swamp Gas Hole. Alright. I don't know what you're doing, but I'm attacking you now. Get attacked, Gromite Magnus Death Dealer. Where's your magic now? Where's your lord? And I doubt it's the same one I worship, because the one I worship I'm on a first name basis with. Okay. Take the Madness Ore. Now, what's over here? Glass Battle Axe, some iron arrows, yeah. Grand Amulet of Absorption. Spell absorption 17 points on self. Oh, Amber Boots Matrix. If only we wore the amber stuff. Alright. I'm surprised in all the places that we've gone into, we haven't come across the oddities that that lady wanted in her store yet. Alright. Still, nothing over here, though. I think part of what we were doing is after we ran those couple of missions for Shabarabagoth, I decided to just kind of wander around to make sure I didn't miss anything anywhere, and so far it doesn't seem like I have. It seems like everything has been located on the map at least once now. Yeah, like, it's a big open area. Like, this makes sense, because this is like a cliff face that leads down into the water. So it'd be hard to build something there that makes any sense. But, like, this is just an open area. Why? It seems like there should be something here. The water's not even particularly deep. I can't even, basically, I can't even dive in it. We got some plants. You know what? I bet it is. I don't know why I didn't think of this sooner. I bet something's gonna happen here. I bet whenever the Grey March thing kicks off, I bet something's gonna pop up or grow out of that area. So they've got to keep it secluded and with nothing in it for the big reveal when the Grey March stuff happens. I bet that's what it is. I don't know why I didn't put that together before, but give me this. Okay, I'll take that. Oh yeah, what did you think of the scene of Rex yelling at Joey? That was very funny. That was very funny. It's like just so out of context of like, you're just sitting here playing Yugi and then suddenly he's talking about how you've destroyed the space-time continuum. It's like, wait, what? What am I watching? Hold on. That was very funny to me. Wow, you died shockingly easy. Yeah, I recorded a little bit more of that clip than what I sent to you. Withering Moon. Alright. Miss of Shurath. King prefers under his similar rule. However, the people did not always share the king's sense of practicality. They would build houses that were beautiful to look upon, although not necessarily very practical. They devoted time and energy to works of art. They would celebrate events with lavish festivals. In general, they were quite happy. King Lindar was disappointed that more of them did not follow his example and lead frugal and sensible lives. Brooded over this for many years, finally decided that his subjects simply didn't understand how much more they could accomplish if they didn't waste time on those frivolous activities. Perhaps he reasoned they just needed more examples. The king decreed that all new buildings must be simple, unadorned, and no larger than necessary for their function. The people were not happy about this, but they liked their king and respected the new law. In a few short years, there were more plain buildings than ornate ones. The citizens used the money saved to make and buy even more lavish art and hold even more excessive celebrations. Once again, King Landar decided to provide them a strict example of how beneficial it would be to use their time and resources for more practical purposes. He banned all works of art in the city. The people were quite put out by this, but they knew that their king was doing what he thought was best for them. However, human nature is not so easily denied. In a few more years, the city was filled with plain, simple buildings and devoid of any sort of art. However, the people now had even more money and time to devote to their parties and festivals. With a heavy heart, King Lindell decided that his people were to be treated like children. And like all children, they needed rules and discipline laid down by great figures of authority to make them understand what was truly important in life. He decreed that there should be no revelry in the city. Singing, dancing, and music were all banned. Even food and drink were limited to water and simple foodstuffs. People had enough. Revolt was out of the question since King Landor has a very well-trained, equipped army. They visited the shrines and temples in droves, praying to all the gods and even to some of the Daedric princes that King Lindor would revoke these new oppressive laws. Shurgorath heard these pleas and decided to visit King Lindor. He appeared to the king in his dreams as a field of flowers, each with arms instead of petals, and the face of the mad god in the center. That seems like it could drive you pretty crazy. I am the Lord of Creativity and the Lord of the Deranged. Since you have no use for my gifts of creativity, I've decided to bless you with an abundance of my other gift. From that day forward, every child born in the city was born into madness, since infants do not reveal illnesses of the mind, but several years before this was realized. The king's own son was among the victims, suffering from seizures and delusions, yet King Lindar refused to change his ways. When his son, Glint, was 12 years old, he stabbed his father while Lindar was sleeping. With his dying breath, King Lindar asked why. His son replied, "It is the most practical thing I could do." The new... Okay, I like the irony in that, but... The new young king ordered all the palace servants slaughtered. He ordered a grand festival to celebrate his new reign, and the repeal of Lindar's laws. He served the crowds a stew made from the carcasses of the palace servants. He ordered the east-facing walls of every building painted red, and the west-facing walls painted in stripes. He decreed that all citizens wear ornate masks on the backs of their heads. He then burned down the palace and began construction of a new one. See? See, he agrees, Ika. We gotta start over. We burn it down and we start over. In the new palace, the young king ordered his personal chambers to not have any doors for fear that small woodland creatures would attack him. He ordered that it have no windows for fear that the sun and moon were jealous of him and plotting his death. And thus ended the line of King Lidir. The people of the city returned to their grand works of art and raucous celebrations. They talked and acted as if they still had a living king, and even kept up the palace, using it to house and care for their mad children. Shurgoth was mightily pleased with this outcome. From that day forward, the city was blessed with more than the normal number of gifted artists and deranged citizens. What? Okay. Hart replied, "Actually, I have done nothing. You have driven yourself mad with fears." Okay. After 3 days. Okay. Wait. I was hoping there would be something in here about the Grey March, but that doesn't appear to be the case. I was more worried about that than just the random lore of this, like, the towns and stuff. But I guess that sort of explains why the town is split into two, I guess. Is because when they built it, some of it was built with fun in mind, and the other half of it was built with, like, boring drudgery in mind. I don't know. I was hoping to get something interesting out of that, and other than that one funny line of, like, this is the this is the most practical thing I could think to do, which was very good. But other than that, the rest of that was just kind of like bleh, bleh. Odd that they have that at a shrine of worship, though, because those don't look like people who worship the Grey March. I don't even really care about this combat, like, anymore. Like, we're not getting anything from combat. Oh, yeah. Here we go. I want to go shut one of these down and see if anything interesting happens, since we haven't really done that yet. Like, we did the one, but that was the tutorial one, and that one's never as good as, like the ones you're supposed to do it with, right? No, don't fight me. No. Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? Why are you running? It's not racist. I'm quoting a very specific situation. Ow. Oh, that's right. I need to do that. Oh, you want to hit me, do you? Oh, God. He killed himself, but he also knocked me prone. Oh, you're back to full health? Really? How did that happen? Are you dead? No, not yet. Are you seriously not dead yet? How is that possible? What? Where'd my weapon go? What? Hey, where? How did you steal? So you just get to come back at full health, huh? Now you don't. Alright. Come on. Obelisk did not respond. Ow! The obelisk has been deactivated. Oh, okay. Spark touch tome. Oh. I didn't realize you could loot these after you deactivate them. Aw. Ah, that's out of touches too. Or out of uses. I don't have any other weapons. No damage with this short sword. Better off just blocking, I think, and letting them damage themselves on my body. Like that. Oh, God, so little damage. Okay, well that was silly. Pure, we don't need pure. Perfect are the only ones worth the weight. The weight to cash ratio. Where did my weapon go, by the way? You have 41 of these? What? 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 Okay, those have got to be more useful than I'm thinking. Thanks. Okay, but yeah, I really need my weapon back. Where did my hammer go? What? He disarmed me, I think, is what happened. But I can't... I don't see my weapon on the ground. Blister pods. And it hit me over here. Did I seriously lose my warhammer? What? It must... Where did you come from? There's no one here to summon you, and this thing's shut off. I think I'm gonna get some Mexican food. Nice. My food lore is completely insane. It doesn't make any sense, and if I describe it to you, you'll be like, why did you just choose to eat all those random things? And I'll be like, because I'm a bad person. It's sort of a story. So it might at least be entertaining. But after, well, at the end of our day, we had an extra 15 minutes, so we stopped at a QT gas station. And while we were there, I got a icy, a blue raspberry icy, and 2 pieces of pizza. I ate those as we drove into the office. And I finished up the pizza as I was driving home and finished up the icy same. On the way home, I'm like, I'm not going to have a chance to eat again later today. So if I want anything else to eat, I better get it now. As such, did you silence me? As such, I had to stop and get gas. The cut to Nick's from long practice sessions. We got better with a sword. That's not surprising. We were very terrible at a sword. That's literally the 25 mark on swords. So I stopped at a gas station to get gas. And you might think, well, did you get more pizza? No, there was a oh god, what do you call it? A Whataburger next to the gas station. So I went to Whataburger and I got their new chili burger. And I tried their chili burger with some fries. It was pretty good. It's a where is my weapon? It's a what do you call it? A like a Frito pie style chili where it has like corn chips in it on top of just a cheeseburger. It was fine. I might actually need this iron mace now. It was fine. But after the pizza, I was very full, so I didn't actually finish it, which is where I got this Whataburger cup. If you're curious, that's where I got the Whataburger cup from. So yeah, I had a really bizarre dinner. Yeah, my weapon's just straight up gone, team. I don't know if it despawned or it broke. It's just gone. I mean, luckily the weapon, the only thing that the weapon had going for it was that if I had actually bothered to ever charge the stupid batteries on the thing, I could do fire damage with it. And since it was magical, it hit ghosts and stuff. So I'm gonna have to go get another... I guess I'm gonna have to go and get like a madness or something weapon. Yeah, this iron mace. I do more damage with an iron mace than a perfect order sword, thanks to my stupid experience. Thanks to this leveling system, I have no experience with swords. Yeah, my weapon's just straight up gone. It must have fallen through the ground. I would have never expected that to be something that could happen, but here we are, I guess. Yeah, it's not in my inventory. Oh, I could use this rock shatter. Rock Shatter is actually a one-handed weapon. Actually, we'll use the Rock Shatter. Wasn't my intention, but it'll have to do for now. It's an Elven Hammer, I think. Well, that's incredibly frustrating. I think Bliss. I think the orc guy in Bliss is the one that makes hammers. Man, that's very frustrating.
Speak quickly, mortal.
Common treasure. I think he. Wait. I don't. He might be down here on the left. I don't remember. The missing pauldron, but it's nighttime. Of course, it's nighttime. Let's just wait till 9 a.m. Everyone that works 9 to 5 in towns. Do you know what kind of Mexican food you're gonna get?
I am the master smith of New Sheoth. Why?
Yeah, I know. Forged weapons?
I'd be happy to craft you amber weapons, but you need to bring me.
Oh, I don't have. Oh, I forgot. I put all my amber into the box. Wait. Oh, that's just your bedroom. I just need a door. I just need a way out. Is this a way out? Yes. Gosh darn it. Well, that's all my stuff in that urn in the sewer. Butts, I say. The fact that I already lost my weapon is butts enough, and then the fact I have to go and get amber to make a new one. It's double butts. Double D butts. My stuff better be in here. Okay, it looks like it's all in here still, so. Take all this. I do have all these other weapons I can sell, which I guess is at least nice. Where's her house? Oh, that's Moz. Oh, another couple more floors. That's the mysteries place. Here's this place. Alright. I don't really like all the blood in here. I know. That's fine with me, actually. Okay. You still like me 100%, so.
That's a fair deal. That's
iron arrows.
Fair bargain.
Yeah, we can.
That seems fair to me.
Go.
That's a fair. You got a good deal there.
Okay, yeah, this one does shock damage, which is closer to
Fair
our
bargain.
original thing. Swan Diamond. When did I pick that up?
If you need more.
Wait. Forge weapon?
What?
Oh yeah, you do axes, but I need
Bye.
hammers. I'm almost sure that this guy's the one who makes hammers. I'm mostly just coming down to remember that where he lives.
The great torch shines as a beacon of mania.
Okay.
Hello.
Duma Grabonk at the
You
missing port
two.
is collecting that amber you find in the root tunnel.
Are they twins? Are they legitimately
I'm sure
twins?
she makes armor and weapons out of it.
They actually legitimately look like twins. Could be happenstance, but
You think I'm ugly, don't you?
no.
What is?
I need a warhammer or a mace. I think I need a mace.
Smacking an idiot in the head a few times is the surest way to win an argument. My mama used to say.
That's fine. I don't.
Goodbye.
Perfect amber mace. Is that better or worse than this? It's worse, and it's not magical. So I wasted my one magical weapon already. Well, that
It is
sucks.
good. Armor and weapons.
Forge armor.
What? These boots will keep your toes from getting smashed.
Thank you. That's basically what I want them for. Thank you. I'm not going to actually use them, but... Fortify acrobatics 12 points on self. How interesting. Okay.
See, I am the master.
Makes me really, really sad.
Certainly.
Okay, you do
Always
like
a
me
good
as
idea.
much as possible. Really makes me sad that we lost that hammer, but it's fine.
I can accept that.
I might have another Daedric hammer.
If you need,
in back when we get back to the normal realm. The more I
can
think
make
about
just
it,
about anything look
Oh,
good and
I can take care of that myself. Got too many keys. Why?
remember, come to me for all your crafting
Let's
needs.
repair all this. Okay. So yeah, unfortunately, this perfect amber mace. Oh, okay. So at max, repair at 125 repair, it actually does 1 more damage than the rock shatter. So that's good to know. That's what we almost messed up on. Okay, cool. So this is a slightly better weapon than the rock shatter. All right, that's fine. Okay, we had the only quest I think we have left. Yeah, there's a Museum of Oddities thing. I'm not worried about that. The Matrixes. That's me to work. Oh yeah, the house. Let's go see if we can find this. I want to try to finish some of these weird side quests and see if any of these have anything interesting going on. I'm gonna save before we do this. I mean, technically, I guess I could roll it back and get my Daedric hammer back, but I'm not that worried about it, I guess. Oh wait. Chili Rianos and horchata. Oh, horchata. The horchata, you say? Horchata's okay. I'm not a huge fan. It's not the worst thing I've ever had, though. I've definitely had worse things than horchata. Chili Riano sounds pretty good, though. Okay, so I gotta wreck up her house. Oh, it actually tells me where... It's... somewhere? Is it... No? Wait, what is this quest asking me for? Asked me to wreck Sona's house and steal her notebook. Okay. Well, we wrecked the house. That's not an issue. Like, that's been done. But the notebook's not in here? Does she have it on her then? Is that what they're implying? That might be the implication here. Oh, okay. I wasn't done wrecking the house. Got it. Okay. House is in disarray. Okay, so yeah, she must have it on her? Oh, yeah. Interesting. Wow, she has 1,000 gold on her. Good for her.
What thief?
Huh? What? Wait, did that work? I can never tell if we stole something successfully. For whatever reason. There's 2 kinds. The one made from rice is better. Oh, okay. Maybe that's it. Maybe I haven't had the good horchata. Way Shrine map. Oh, yeah. I forgot about that. Shock damage 4 points for 5 seconds on touch. Weakens the shock 25 points. Oh, that actually might be more useful then. Duelists. Nothing. Handwritten notes. Will.
You won't get away with this.
Won't I, though? Oh, she already caught me. So what, I gotta wait like 12 hours or something? Where I'm at driving? Alright, drive safe. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? No, I need to rob her. How do I rob her? Like, what's the... It's 6 a.m. It's the next day. How much more waiting around do I have to do before I can rob her again? I wonder if... I wish there was a way... I just can't. I just can't.
Can't you see I'm busy? My house. So orderly. And now this. Where do I even begin?
I don't know, someplace. Notebook?
How do you know about that? It's private. I don't trust you enough to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
Go ahead.
Oh, you don't like me very much. Can't imagine why that is.
You can't scare me. Oh, what? Wish
Okay,
I could say
I think
that.
that was working.
Is that? Don't
Yes.
try to that will get you excellent. How do you know about that? We'll see. See you.
Dang it. Do I have to, like, sleep in a bed or something? No. Can I use your bed? Of course, it's owned. Well, let's wait another 12 hours and see what happens, I guess. At some point, the module has to let me steal from her again. Are you kidding?
Can't you see I'm busy?
Rumors?
I hope everyone keeps working and doesn't take the time to go see the Great Torch.
Wow, they actually updated the rumors thing for...
Yes.
Based off stuff I
How do
did.
you know?
Wow.
See you.
Unless she did something with it.
Put that back, you worthless thief! Put that back, you...
What's the
Can't
problem?
you see I'm busy? How? We'll see.
Okay.
Goodbye.
I was hoping she'd get stuck. Wait, what if I use magic? I mean, she already caught me. Alright, we'll have to teleport away and then let the area despawn and then we'll teleport back in. We'll just go over here and teleport back. That should hopefully reset everything. Hopefully. There we go.
Put that back,
Did it work that time? Sure didn't.
you worthless thief!
I mean, there's got to be another way I'm supposed to do this, right? Am I just supposed to, like, knock her out and then take it? I wish I knew a reliable way to unconscious people in this. That wasn't just flat out murdering them. Because the murdering is just... There's no need for it. Hi. You How far away do I need to go? Here, I'll go to Fane. I'll go up to Fane. How do you feel about that? Oh. That's fine. Oof. Dang. That priest didn't stand a chance. Nice. And that, and that. Don't know what Fane is. I don't think we've been inside of Fane. Is it, unless this is where we came out of after we drove... No? Oh, I can't sleep with enemies nearby. It's all novice stuff. Just a blank scroll, apparently. Skull. No one cares about that. Almost. I thought I could get him with one shot. Not quite. Wait.
Die, damn you! you can
What is it?
do?
Wait, transformed heretics? Transformed from what? Here's rep. Ooh, a Daedric axe. Now, if I could just find someone with a Daedric hammer, we'd be back in business, shan't we? Shan't we? It's so hard to keep track of them in first person when they can, like, teleport run through you. Oh, whoops. Wrong spell. Alright, well, that happened. Glass display. Gaib, Lord of the Pit. Kneel face forward and raise hands above head. Praise the Gaib, Lord of the Pit. Hear us, warbling Redeemer. Hail the rebirth approaching. Praise be to the Gaib, Lord of the Pit. Lower hands and close eyes. Please accept our offering, merciful one. Extend your tentacles and accept this gift. Bless us, embryotic prince. May this offering satisfy your infinite maw. Stand, open eyes, wait for volunteer to be escorted to the precipice. Please accept our offering of, oh, merciful one, feed and grow. When volunteers reach maximum height, release wrists and ankles, wait for screaming to stop, face forward, and raise hands above head. Interesting. So it's the ceremony for sacrificing someone to their god. To their god. Okay. I guess so. If you say so. I don't worship at his temple, but whatever. Come on. Don't get in a hurry. Don't get in a hurry! No. No. There we go. Ah, that was it. That was a good one. There we go. Not well, 550 is actually not too bad. And we got some free repair hammers out of it. That's actually not terrible. I was gonna say it might not have been worth it, but that actually might have been worth it. Is this literally just a single room with like a thing in the middle? What? Oh, what's this do? Oh, well, would you look at that? Just a pit, eh? I don't think I have a way of dropping into this that would not kill me. I don't think there's any kind of anti-fall damage in this. Oh, that's right. I forgot I can't carry bodies upstairs. Huh. Well, look at that. It's not every day you see one of these, huh? Can I throw... Do I have something I'm willing to part with? I could probably part with one of these. Do we... Does this trigger something? No? Okay. Huh. Alright. Just a bottomless pit. Okay, cool. Not what I was expecting. Nose. Alright, well... That's good. But that should be more than enough now to trigger What's-Her-Face to not be interested in me anymore. Let me try to steal her freaking notebook again. What? Oh, okay. So it's got to be a timed thing. We'll wait the 20... We'll wait a few hours. A couple of days. Shagaragarotharok can wait. He's an infinite void. He can wait a couple of days.
What?
Really? You still have caught me, have you? To the runoff camp? That's gross. Alright, well, since this isn't working... We couldn't figure out anything to do with the ghosts. I can't find anyone to talk to about it. Summon the Daedra. You must be level 5 to begin this quest. Tell me about a magical weapons and armor. I know about that. Yeah, so I guess all I got left to do is just talk to one of these two, huh? I don't really like the... Wait. Where's it telling me to go? Hold on. I assumed it would just be pointing at both of them at the same time, and then I would just figure out which one I want to, I don't know, take over or whatever. But this is indicating that there's actually just one place to go to? Oh, you know what? I bet I have to talk to both of them once, and then it'll, like, let me choose.
Yes.
Wait, it's you two I'm talking to?
I'm disappointed in your choice. You'll find Mania to be a fickle friend.
Okay. Replacing a duke.
Interesting. Not many wish to hear about such things, but I would be glad to oblige.
Okay.
Becoming the Duke of Dementia requires passage through the ritual of accession.
Oh.
Specific guidelines set forth by Arden Sul himself.
Okay, what are the rituals?
Seldom is the subject ever Wait a moment. Did you want to hear the history of the ritual?
Sure.
As it happened so many years ago, my lord Arden Sul suspected a traitor in his midst.
Okay.
Not wishing to find himself on the wrong end of a blade, he gathered his flock here in the Sacellum. By poisoning the sacramental wine, Arden Sul was able to suppress any such conspiracy in one fell swoop.
So he just killed everybody. He killed them all?
Yes. He then removed their hearts from their bodies and used his ancient scrying technique known as visceromancy to read their lifeblood.
Uh-huh.
When Arden Sul couldn't divine the traitor's true nature in their hearts, he became distraught and took his own life in the same way.
Okay.
From that day on, the ritual of accession for the throne of Dementia was set.
All right. Tell me what to do.
Very well. Spoken like a true son of the Demented. To become the ruler of Dementia, the current leader's heart must be cut out and brought to the altar of Arden Sul in the Sacellum.
Oh, okay.
Once this is done, I can pronounce the heart bearer a duke or duchess. Then, all that is required is the blessing of our lord Sheogorath.
Gotcha. Oh, that's pretty straightforward. I've spoken to Arden's High Priestess of Dementia. The ritual of ascension from Dementia is simple. Sly would have to be slain by the proposed successor. Her heart brought to the altar of Arden's soul at the Scalium. Should now speak to Durvan to learn of Mania's ritual.
Hello.
Hello.
The great torch shines with the pure light of Mania. You chose well.
I know, I'm great. It's fine.
In accordance with the ancient tradition. Receive now the raiment of Arden Sul in honor of your mighty deed in service to Mania.
Okay. The raiment. So what, did I just get a shirt? Arden Soul?
Yes, Arden Sul. Doesn't the name simply roll wonderfully off the tongue?
I mean, pretty well, I'd say, yeah.
He was the sovereign of thought and a regnant artist. To call him a simple craftsman would not suffice. Know him as the Artificer Superior.
Wow.
Words dripped like honey from his tongue, and his songs were intoned with extraordinary verisimilitude. Had
What does
we
that
been
mean?
blessed with his constant presence, the Isles would be a maniac's paradise.
Ritual of
An
Ascension?
important part of our history, my friend. I would be glad to tell the tale if you have a moment.
Yeah, hit me with that deep lore.
Arden Sul was perhaps the greatest duke to walk our land.
So I've been told.
Many years ago, he decided to hold a night of absolute indulgence, resplendent with dance, wine, and sex, to celebrate his fondness for his brethren.
Okay.
The green moat flowed like water in a stream, as the revelers voraciously succumbed to its rapturous wave.
Uh-huh. This hardly sounds lethal.
But it was. As the bacchanal reached a crescendo, the people began to clutch their chests as their very hearts exploded.
Oh, okay.
The green moat had taken its toll. The ground stained a deep crimson as the sanguine liquid flowed from their lifeless bodies. To represent that night, when the ruler of Mania is to be replaced, he partakes of the green moat and allows his lifeblood to flow upon the altar.
Tell me what to do then.
Certainly. When the ruler of Mania has decided it is time, he will choose a successor from his court. The successor is invited to a huge celebration, a night of hedonistic revelry, wine, song, and of course, green moat. During this, the exiting regent imbibes 3 doses of the potent drug. This causes his heart to burst, and his lifeblood flows from his body. The successor then gathers the drug-tainted blood and brings it to the altar of Arden Sul in the Sacellum. Once this is done, I will proclaim the successor a duke or duchess. Then Sheogorath gives his blessing, and the cycle is completed.
I've spoken to Dermot. High Priestess of Mania. The ritual of ascension from Mania requires the current ruler to commit suicide by taking 3 doses of green moot, which is lethal. Then his drug-tainted blood must be brought to the altar of Arden Soul at the Scalium. After I decide which ritual to undertake, I should return to Sheogorath and inform him of my choice. I mean, we gotta do the one where where his heart explodes, and then we bring the blood in. What? That's not even a choice. So wait, who am I? Oh. So I just talked to you?
You're back! How nice for you! Does that mean you've made a decision? Or are you lost? Suicidal? Just let me know.
No. Decision. Sheogorath. A decision?
A friendly word of warning before you choose.
Oh?
Once you've decided which duke to replace, there's no turning back. One choice. No more. No less. Try not to do something stupid.
What does that mean?
So which is it? What will it be? Mania? Dementia? The suspense is killing me! Or you, if I have to keep waiting.
Thadan? Thadan.
A safer choice, perhaps. Maybe you'll live through this. Thaden's a bit lost these days. Not that it's a bad thing. It suits him. Until now. Besides, won't it be a grand surprise when you make his heart burst from too much green moat? Thaden loves surprises.
Does he now? Okay. Can you tell me more about the Grey March now?
It'll be in full swing soon. Excited?
Should I be?
Shouldn't be. It's the death of all
no,
things.
it shouldn't be.
But if we can get you into shape, we might stand a chance.
That's good.
You'll lead my forces. Inspire my people. Hopefully, everyone won't end up dead.
Jiggelig now?
You'll be here soon. And I'll be gone. Can't say I like the sound of that. I like the sound of other things, though. Like birds and bones cracking.
Okay. Oh, Thandon?
Thaden may be in a constant state of euphoria, but I wouldn't underestimate his intelligence. This is so much fun!
Okay. Alright.
We will speak when your task is complete.
Huh. So wait, why does he... Okay. Why is that the safer of the two? Killing the Sly's gotta be pretty easy as long as I can literally get in the same room as her. Right? She must have some kind of magical spell or something she activates when she takes damage that stops her from being killed, and then you have to go on a whole, like, side quest to do it. So green moot sounds like it's a drink? Welcome back, Ika. Have you heard any of this nonsense that I'm having to do right now? Oh, maybe it... Well, it would probably fall under wine. Where do I get green moot from? Something about poisoning? So I had to choose which of the 2 leaders of the towns to take, like, to kill and take their place. There's Sly, the, like, I don't know, the kind of gothy lady who is very suspicious of everybody. And to take her place, I had to kill her, take her heart out, and then bring it to the church. The other guy is Thandon, who is like the weird kind of too deep in his own philosophical nonsense guy. And in order to replace him, I have to trick him or get him to commit suicide by drinking... What is this doing up here? I have to trick him into drinking 3 portions of green moot, which will cause his heart to pop. And then I got to take his leaking blood out of his body and bring it to the church. But they're talking like killing the lady and stealing her heart is super hard to do, which is odd because I would have thought the other one would have been the really hard one to do. So I don't know how to feel about things right now. I guess maybe the hard part is just getting a hold of green moot? Since I don't know what green moot is. Oh, unrefined green moot. So there's this. So is it called refined green moot? Huh. How odd. Put all this stuff down. Since I don't need it. Well, you know what? Well, I'll leave it here for now. I was thinking there might be one of these I need. There's that one that gives me super strength for like 30 seconds or whatever. I might need one of those, but... Oh, that can stay here. Oh yeah, I forgot about this. Fortify intelligence 11 points on self. Shield 25% on self. Resist paralysis 40% on self. Fortify willpower 11 points on self. That's an interesting one. Huh. So who would sell green moot? I think we talked to one person who was like an alchemist vendor. I think? Well, let's talk to Sickly Bernice. Maybe she knows something about green moods.
What were you thinking? Lighting the great torch for mania? For shame.
I don't even know who you are. How do you know who I am? Wait, Uznar Gross Shadowborger?
Yeah. He eats here. Terrified of cats, though.
Should I?
His dog can be a terror. I once saw him sick it on a guy who tried to steal the dog's food. He told me the dog can smell its food on anyone. I shouldn't have let that dog tear that poor Khajiit apart.
Uh-huh.
Eat well
I
while
see.
you have your health. I'm sure I have something that would interest
That's
you.
it? Do you like me?
Take your time.
Ah, you like me as much as you can.
Leaving me.
Alright, we're gonna have to just start looking around and seeing if anybody sells green moot. That's something I was curious about. In Yuge, a lot of cards with powerful effects have a cost to it by requiring you discard a card from your hand to use it. Does Magic do anything like that? Oh, yeah. That's for sure. Sacrificing cards to do a thing is pretty common. So it'll be like, I'm trying to think of the best way to another example. Like, if you had a lot, like the black cards do this quite a bit, where you sacrifice a card to improve another card. So it'll be like, say you had like a shambling mass, and it was like usually along these lines is the best example I can think of, where it's like just a big like flesh golem made of random parts, and it'll come on the board and it'll be like a 3/3, right? And then it'll have something like pay 2 black mana sacrifice a creature and put a +1/+1 on Shambling Mass. You know, and it's just permanent. He has a +1/+1. Or another one. Some of them might have something along the lines of like. I'm trying to think how often you sacrifice stuff from your hand, though. I'm trying to think of something that lets me sacrifice stuff from my hand. There's definitely stuff that forces you to. You can sacrifice stuff from your hand to do, like sacrifice one card. Like, there's a lot of cards that do, like sacrifice or like, what's the best way to describe it? Like, let an opponent or like lose a card at random from your hand, and then something will happen. And the way you do that is you just hold your cards up, and your opponent chooses randomly which card for you to lose. If that makes sense. So there's stuff like that too. But yeah, the concept of sacrificing a card to power up another card is definitely very common in Magic the Gathering, I would say. Okay, but I do need... Yeah, Yu has that, although a fair bit less often than the discard. Oh, okay. Yeah, the discard one is pretty... It's more rare. You definitely don't see it all the time, but... it's definitely there. Okay, wait, that's the Museum of Oddities. Maybe it's this one? No, it's not even open? What? Oh, it's only 6 a.m., that's why. My nose. Ugh. My nose is killing me this last, like, 2 weeks. I don't know what is going on. I don't know if it's just because it's fall and, like, plants are blooming or what.
Your quest for the Crusaders...
Yeah. What do you sell? It's mostly books and scrolls. Oh, God. I do not know what is going on with my nose. Oh, and he sells spells. Okay, so that... I thought maybe this would be what I needed, but... Oop. An example for a trap card. Karma Cut. Discard one card, then target one face-up monster your opponent controls. Banish that target, and then banish all cards with the same name as the monster from your opponent's graveyard. Oh, okay.
Blessings.
There's definitely some stuff like that in Magic, but it's not common. It's not common. Something like that specifically would probably be either a black card or maybe a blue card. Blue sometimes has stuff like that too. What is this Ushner's dog doing? I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Okay, maybe Bliss has... Maybe... Well, wait, hold on. Let me check and see if the quest prompts him. Oh, okay. I should begin asking around New Sharoth about the defendant's court and our best way to get... Oh, so they want me to go... Oh, see... I didn't realize I need to talk to them. I just assumed I needed to... I just assumed I needed to go and just buy some and then, like, figure out where to put it to poison him. Man.
Quickly, mortal.
But yeah, yeah, there's definitely some card sacrifice stuff, and,
Welcome to the...
you're not helping at all.
Go.
But yeah, there's definitely cards like that, for sure. But I would say the sacrifice one to destroy an opponent thing, Oh, you know, here's a good example. There was one called...
Speak, sister. Speak, sister.
God, what was it called? Like... Bone Shards or Bone Spear or something? I remember this specifically because I think I have one. It was a black card, and it was a vampire guy. And if you sacrifice... Like, you would pay the mana, and then if you sacrificed a... Like, keyword skeleton or something else. It was a specific type of card, like skeleton, or maybe it was any undead or something like that. You could just do damage to an enemy creature, I believe. What's interesting about Yu is that there's a lot of spell/trap cards that are super old that have super powerful effects. And the way kind of reined in their power later was to remake them as cards that required a discard. Since in Yu things can be played without cost, adding a cost to it was actually did a lot. Yeah, I get what you mean with that. That makes sense. Oh, it's you. I think you helped me out before.
How can I help you this fine day?
But yeah. They do that a lot with Magic the Gathering too. But what they'll do is they'll print a card that has a very similar effect to another card. Like, you know, pay a mana, tap, and a target creature gets +1/+1 till the end of your turn. And then what they'll do is they'll pre-print that same card either directly into a newer set and leave the name the same, so that in the new set you realize that, like, oh, okay, it's one of these cards. It does the same thing. It just has art that fits the new set's, like, art scheme, whatever that might be. Or what they'll do is they'll make something like that one, like, say, Bone Spear, and then the next time they'll be like Bone Arrow, and instead of it being like pay 2 black mana, sacrifice a skeleton and do 2 damage, it might be something like do 2 blue colors, sacrifice a fish, and do 2 damage to red only or something, where it's very similar, but it has a little slight variance in how it works. So it's similar to like Bone Spear, but it's its own thing. Like there's Regeki, destroy all monsters your opponent controls, right? And then there's Lightning Vortex, discard 1 card, destroy all face-up monsters your opponent controls, right? Yeah, Magic the Gathering does absolutely the same thing like that. Where you'll have a card that does one thing, and then another card that does something very similar, but with a slightly different cost or effect to it, with a similar name a lot of the time. Let's see, Thedan?
Such a kind and noble man. In times like these, it's good to have a leader who still enjoys all the modern pleasures Mania has to offer.
Oh, really? Like what? Pleasures?
Well, yes. Apart from enjoying his painting, reading a good book, or a rousing night of erotic bedroom games.
That's a
I'm
description?
Speaking of Greenmote, of course, there is no greater pleasure.
Oh.
If I didn't have such a busy daily routine, I'd likely indulge myself in its pleasures more often.
Daily routine?
Very well. I see little harm in telling you.
Uh-huh.
After a bit of reading in the garden and running my special errand at noon, I like to shop at Books of Bliss. Around 8 p.m. we are served dinner. Gundlar is quite a chef and prepares Thaden's meals personally, adding just a hint of Greenmote.
Oh, okay.
After that, we dance, we sing, or we do whatever else suits my lord's tastes.
Makes sense. So what is Greenmote?
Greenmote is the refined version of the spores that are harvested from the spore trees that dot Mania. We keep the Greenmote safely tucked inside the Greenmote silo. You can imagine the ruckus if its location was known. Only a select few, such as myself, know the silo's location. However, we are
okay, so it's a
sworn to
big deal.
secrecy.
Uh-huh. Rumors?
There isn't enough gold or enough jokes in the world that would convince me to tell you where the Greenmote is located.
Fair. Fair. That's fair. With you not having any card rotations, a lot of the times they would do something like put Regeki limited to 1 per deck, and then release Lightning Vortex for people to add to their decks as a more balanced version of it if they need more cards that do the same. Oh, okay, that makes sense. I got that. Yeah, I mean, for good or for bad, the way that they rotate in and out of what is like what the current set is kind of helps with that a little bit, and that's why you have certain things that are reprinted so often. Like Counterspell is one of the most, probably off the top of my head anyway, is one of the most common reprinted cards with new sets. It comes out in almost every set, at least in a base form, and it's a blue card. I think it costs 2 blue mana, and you just counter target spell. And it's an instant, which means you can play it at any time, not just on your turn. So basically, if you pay your 2 mana, you can just counter whatever they're throwing out. And it's like one of the most commonly reprinted cards in all of Magic, because it's just a staple of the blue colored scheme. Like, being able to counter spells is incredibly common and important to a blue player. All right, Thadan?
Yes, I must attend to him. Speaking to you has already cost me time. I must go.
What? Okay, so she's just a dirty liar. She's just sitting here lying through her teeth, which she has many and they're pointy and kind of adorable, to my face. Whatever.
Ah, you again. A pleasure, I'm sure. No time for chatter now. I have a few important things to attend to. Or did I? Ah, well.
Uh-huh. Okay. So how does... I wonder if I could refine... Can I refine green moot? Because I have unrefined green moot. Fruit. Worm's head. Cap. Wait, what is this stuff called that I have? Routine. I need to find something from and attain some without being discovered. Why did I mention she does a special errand at noon every day? I should follow her and see where she goes. Oh. Wait, what? It's noon right now. I guess I gotta wait till tomorrow.
Welcome to the
Oh, she's leaving. She's going to go do it right this second. Never mind. Okay. Alright. We can do this. I'm magic. I can just be invisible. I can just be invisible. There's no reason I can't do this. Okay. Because she mentions that she goes to the bookstore? Just casually walking along. Nothing odd. Nothing odd to see here. Just a guy in full Daedric armor, wielding a crazy hammer made out of tree amber and a shield with some foreign country on it. Nothing weird to see here. Just the head of the Mages Guild, champion of the realms of the Nine, stopper of Oblivion, friends with the mayor in Oblivion. First name basis with your god. Just casually walking through the garden. Don't mind me. I follow Wide Eyes to an unremarkable alcove in the palace courtyard. I should watch from the vantage point to see what she does. I am locked in position. I hope this is the vantage point. Oh, I observed Wide Eye activate the secret entrance to the Grumite silo. I need to get inside and procure 2 extra doses of the potent drug without getting caught. Alright. Oh. Okay. Ah. It's a great thing about being a super powerful mage. You can just turn invisible. One of the worst discard returns they did for a card was the return for Pot of Greed, Graceful Charity. Draw 3 cards, then discard 2 cards. Oh, okay. See, in Magic the Gathering, that's a perfectly normal card. The draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards is considered a good thing in Magic the Gathering. Because it helps you go through your deck and then get rid of cards you don't need and find the cards you do need. So that like draw 3 cards and discard 2 cards is considered a good card in Magic the Gathering. A lot of Oh, hi. Oh,
You
my
thought you could escape Lord Sheogorath's justice?
You lucky bananas. Okay. Didn't notice my spell ran out. You distracted me with the Magic the Gathering talk. Man, that spell didn't last very long. I feel like this spell usually lasts longer than that. But yeah, a big part of Magic the Gathering is being able to go through your deck and find the cards you want. Yeah, that's a very good thing in Yuge, but it was too good of a thing. The reason I said worse was because purpose of the retrain is to lower the power, and Graceful Charity was stronger than Pot of Greed. Oh, okay, so it was a worse because they meant to fix it and they actually made it worse, not because it was like a worse return. I gotcha. Yeah. That would be a very good card in Magic the Gathering. That would probably cost like 3 mana. It'd either be like 3 mana with 1 color requirement, like a 1 blue and 2 generic mana, or it would probably be something along the lines of 2 of a single color. So it'd be like 2 black mana to do that, if that makes sense. That's one of the ways they do the balancing on like costs, is that most cards will have a requirement of 1 specific color, which is the color that they're kind of meant to fall into. So, like, Counterspell is a blue card, or Pacify is a white card, or Giant Growth, I believe is what it's usually called, is a green card, for example. Even that early on in Yuge, you still had good graveyard effects, so you would draw 3 cards and then pick the 2 cards that have the best graveyard effects for you, and then it's still like you've drawn 3 cards. Right. See, Magic the Gathering doesn't actually have very many things that have effects that trigger from the graveyard. Most of the time, if it has a graveyard effect, it's something along the lines of, like, if you pay this much, you can bring the creature back from the graveyard. Or when the creature comes back from the graveyard, something happens. But there's very little that's going on that, like, while this creature's in the graveyard, everything costs 1 less mana or whatever. That's pretty rare. Well, this is all unrefined green moot. I would say, yeah, the bigger one is... Darn it. It's usually not permanent effects while in the graveyard. A lot of the time, it's more of 1 and done. Oh, okay. Then yeah, Magic the Gathering has some stuff like that. For sure, has some stuff like that. Like when this creature goes to the graveyard, do this, or this, or whatever. Yeah, that's not too unusual, actually. Oh, this is all green moot? I've obtained 2 doses of green moot. I now need to sneak into Thadden's kitchen sometime before 8 o'clock and attempt to slip an extra dose into his evening meal and into his wine without being seen. Otherwise, try again tomorrow night. Gundar prepare the meal in the morning, so I'll have to wait until the afternoon to poison his food. Alright, cool. So now we just gotta get out of here. Stuff like Rip that can just keep doing it over and over aren't that common. Oh, okay. And like Treeborn, the one that does all their restrictions. Oh, huh. Yeah, I would say that's pretty common in Magic, though. Like there's another thing that's really interesting that it's called flickering. And basically what it is when a card hits the play space, something happens that'll do a thing, right? Oh, it's flat out gold. Okay. So for example, like when this card comes into play, all creatures you control get a +1/+1 until the end of turn or whatever. Well, there's a thing called flickering, which is, and I think it's literally a card called flickering, but it's also kind of the concept behind that is Oh. What the heck? Where's this? Oh. But it's the concept of like causing a card to temporarily leave the field and then immediately come back. And an example of this is there's a thing that's like
Halt, lawbreaker.
what? But I'll just pay the gold.
Coward. You'll.
I don't know how you know I'm here, but all right. Yeah, it's so you can, instead of killing something, you can also what do they call it? Banish it or whatever. And if you banish a card, it goes into a separate place that is not the graveyard. And usually banishing is more permanent than killing it. Like there are very few spells that let you unbanish something. What is happening?
Great torch shines as a beacon.
Okay. A common one you can have is that when the card is sent to a graveyard, you can search another card in that archetype. Or another is you have to specify alternate. Wait. You have to specifically activate the effect in the graveyard. And it either banishes itself from graveyard, more common, or specifies it can only activate in graveyard once. Oh, okay, yeah. Now, there's very few things that can be activated from the graveyard like that do things in the play space that aren't just bring it back from the dead. And there definitely are cards that like do a thing and then banish the card permanently. That's pretty common. And that kind of falls into that same territory of if you're doing something really powerful, usually it's like, okay, do this, and then banish the card. And that means generally that the card is just gonzo. Because I think there's very few things that can bring a card back from being banished. Or whatever the term is. I can't remember what the actual term is. Yeah, usually that's the same in Yuge, yeah. I think it matches. Yeah, exile a card. There you go. Thank you. Yeah, I couldn't remember what that was called. Yeah, there's the but from the graveyard stuff, it's very I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it. Like most of the stuff that's like from the graveyard is just bringing the creature back out. Like for example, there's definitely cards that will have, I can't remember what it's called. Like it's like Grave Dig or something is one of the ones. Like certain sets will get a new term that means something very similar to the old term. So one will be like Grave Dig, and then another one will be like Cadaver Experiment or something like that. And basically they'll have, if you pay this amount, you can play the card from the graveyard into the field or whatever. And then sometimes those creatures will be cheaper from the graveyard than they were when you tried to play them from your hand. So you can discard them and then play them that way. That's part of the strategy of it. But outside of that, I don't think there's really anything that's like, while this creature's in the graveyard, pay, 2 mana, and then it will do something to the active zone. I think almost all of them are just bring it back to, either bring it back to your hand or bring it back to the battlefield. And usually if you're bringing it back to the battlefield, it'll come back tapped, so you can't do anything with it right away. You'll have to wait a whole turn, a rotation for it to like happen. It all kind of depends. And then there's a whole strategies around when do you activate that, because sometimes, depending on how it's worded, it might let you do it at any time, and then other times it might not be allowed to happen until your like main phase of your turn. So, I mean, there's that stuff too. Yeah, and here there's some archetypes that are based around banishing themselves. While they can be good, they usually don't dominate the meta ever. Aside from those archetypes, there's a few cards that return banished cards to the deck, and then much more limited cards that return them to the field or your hand. Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, I would say in Magic the Gathering, it's very rare if... I mean, off the top of my head, I can't think of one, but there might be some that exist that let you unexile a card, unless that's part of the spell. Like, it's like, exile a card till the end of your next turn, and when it comes back in, it goes straight to the battlefield sort of thing. But most of the time, if something's like, pay 3 mana and banish or exile this card, it's just exiled, and there's very little way to get that back. Like, exiling is meant to be as permanent as possible, generally. Yeah, there's a few cards like that. Banish something temporarily for a benefit. Yeah. Yeah, I want to say... I want to say there's a timer one. I'm trying to remember how it works out now, though. Like, banish the card for 3 turns, and after 3 turns it comes back, and then comes back in with, like, 5 +1/+1s on it or something. Okay. Oh, geez, it's already 4:20. Yeah. Okay. We'll just do this real quick, and then we'll get on to Parasite Eve. We're just, like, in the middle of a mission. So now would be a really weird time to... the Dan's meal. Okay, great. Green Moots. I don't know if it's like this in Magic, but there's actually 2 kinds of banishment. Oh. No, not really. Not for Magic the Gathering, anyway. Because, I mean, Yuge has a lot of... like, other stances. Oh, Thadan's Wine. Okay. I slipped an extra dose of Groomwood into Thadan's meal and Thadan's wine. I should proceed to the dining area at 8 o'clock for the evening feast and watch the effect the Greenwood overdose has on Thadan. Okay, cool. Sweet. So we can save, and then we can check that out next time. Just gotta get out of here now. Luckily, since I'm crouched, this all counts as stealth practice. There we go. There's Banished Regular, which has some few ways to interact with them. And the archetype that want to be banished have to be done that way. Then there's Banished Face Down, which doesn't let any banished monsters effects activate. And there's no way to retrieve them at all, if I remember correctly. Yeah, that's definitely a Yu-Gi-Oh thing. Like, the face down thing is not much of a thing in Magic the Gathering, really. That's pretty uncommon in... Okay, perfect. So we'll save here. And then this will set us up so that next time... Probably on Saturday, we can see what happens with this. I'm assuming he's just going to eat, try to give a speech, and then his heart's going to pop, and I get to run in, grab the blood, and then take it to the church. All right. But there we go. We didn't really get too much done, unfortunately. It's mostly just setting up a bunch of other things, doing some quick experimentation. I really don't know how I like the... If you fail to pickpocket a person, you have to wait like some undetermined amount of time before you can try it again. Maybe there's some easier way to do it than that, but I tried a few different things and nothing seemed to be working. I don't know. It was a little strange, but I guess whatever they want to do. That's on them. But we'll get that. We'll see how this quest ends at the on Saturday when we do some late, but we're still gonna do some Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. And of course, the lurkers, thank you. You have the Twitch roll go around. We always appreciate you here. Anybody that checks the VODs here on Twitch, checks the VODs in the YouTube repository, thank you. Always greatly appreciated. If you need a well-thought-out solution, you need a thinking solution. Raven Hillbrook Inc. Thinking Solutions. But I think that'll be it for me, everyone. I hope to see you back on Saturday, 11:30. A little bit later start, but we should still be able to get plenty of Elder Scrolls in before Alan Wake. But I think I think that's it. Yeah. Everyone have a good whatever you're up to, and I think I hope to see you all back on Saturday. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, we'll talk about it Saturday. Bye!